And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard Sports Media, hanging out on Thanksgiving Day, and it is November 28th, almost the end of the year, definitely almost the end of this month, almost Christmas time. Pretty much start Christmas. I mean, people started back in October putting Christmas stuff out, I guess. And obviously, you got November 1st, and officially, though, it being Thanksgiving night, at the end of tonight, we got the end of Thanksgiving and the beginning of Christmas. I don't know. I've been listening to Christmas music. I'm not even gonna lie. Drop that link. I did, and you guys can join in tonight. I don't really have anything prepared. I just figured we'd all hang out, look at some rivalry games. We got Tulane and Memphis coming up on ESPN. I think I want to go ahead and put that on ESPN real quick. So let's go to ESPN. We got basketball on right now, I think. I'm assuming. What's up, Octavian? How you doing, bro? We got Mayhem and Octavian in here. If you're free, hit that StreamYard link. Come on in. Let's talk it up. Talk up Thanksgiving. Talk up rivalry weekend. Octavian, I know, is excited. Florida making a bowl game this year. Probably going to get 7 wins if they can beat Florida State this weekend. I think they will. I think they can, and I think they will. Uh, oh, this looks like it's an interesting game, though. It's a Battle for Atlanta semifinal early season tournament. Arizona 32, Oklahoma, who's 5-0, 38. Unranked Oklahoma, that is. Should have hit that three. Got that one. Oklahoma killing Arizona right now. Let's look at the we'll do pick'ems, but I want to show y'all the schedule for tomorrow and Saturday, of course. Harry Leg. Harry Leggy. How you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving to you, brother. Check out this schedule here. Akron went to overtime with Toledo. See, this is how much I don't pay attention to the group of five. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not that I hate it. We don't hate the group of five. It's just not as important as Power Five, except for a game like this. Memphis Tulane, I think, could be fairly interesting tonight. We'll pull that up. 13.5 Tulane. I don't know if Tulane wins by that much. I might take Memphis in the points. Both teams 9-2, but Tulane ranked 17th and 7-0 in conference play. That could get interesting. I know it's leg. I think Uncle Lou calls you leggy because of how you spell it. Here's Friday. Oregon, Boise State at 11. This is all Central Time, by the way. Colorado host Oklahoma State. Wisconsin and Minnesota for the Paul Bunyan Axe Trophy. Miami, Ohio, and Bowling Green. The Egg Bowl at 2:30 on ABC. Navy and East Carolina. I don't know how East Carolina's doing. I know how Navy's doing though. Georgia Tech tomorrow night. I will be at work, so no game streams. And then Saturday we have all the rivalry games that are left. Good defense at the rim, good finish. Not really. Anyway, so Friday I work, and then on Saturday I'm actually going to the Iron Bowl, so I'll be going with my mom. She'll get here tomorrow. I'll see her a little bit. 2 9-2 teams, excuse me, battling to play Army for the AAC title. Yep, yep, yeah. Memphis and Tulane, UConn and UMass, Duke and Wake. This is Saturday's games. Give me a good one. Notre Dame USC could be interesting. Notre Dame number 5, 10-1. USC not as good as we thought they would be this year. I don't know if we expected much of a drop off. They're 6-5, looking to get win number 7. This game on the same time as the Iron Bowl, of course. Auburn, Alabama, Cal and SMU. I think should be a good game. Cal 6-5, SMU 10-1. SMU pretty much has to just win this, and they're already in the ACC title game. But let's say if SMU lost this and didn't win the ACC, they'd have 3 losses, and they would be out of the college football playoff race at the moment. What else we got? Auburn, Alabama, of course. We'll come back to it. TCU, Cincinnati, Florida State. I think Florida's going to win that big time. Hammer that 16.5. Oklahoma, LSU. Okay. I like what I'm seeing here. Almost the same time as A&M and Texas. 6-point spread favors the Tigers, even after the Sooners had that upset over Alabama. This is at Tiger Stadium, though. 6 o'clock game on ESPN. I would not touch it. I would not touch this game at all. I don't know who you take. I don't know who I take to win. I'll say that. But I might play my money on, and again, I don't bet. I don't encourage it either. But if you are out there and you bet this game, my guess is you probably take Oklahoma because it could be a 1 or 2 point game, or Oklahoma upsets, which it's not a major upset. It's not going to be like breaking news, Oklahoma this or that to beat LSU, other than how they win the game. What did I want to see? See if Michigan, Ohio State has changed. Last time I checked and previewed it this week, it said 21 Ohio State. Well, we're going to check on that real quick. Has the line moved? It has dropped a couple. 19.5 Ohio State still favored, but they like Michigan to give them a little bit more of a game. I don't like Michigan this year. They come off a big win over Northwestern, but they lose some close games to teams like Indiana. They did beat their rival in Michigan State. They are going to a bowl. But Ohio State, win or lose this, they're in the playoffs. But I'll say this. Okay, I'll say this. Indiana or Penn State, who didn't play each other. If they listen, Ohio State can still make the playoffs at 2 losses if they lose this Saturday. But what you got to look at, who's playing Oregon, Indiana or Penn State? There's no head-to-head tiebreaker. Ohio State, if they win, they're going, right? Like practically. They only have the law. They have head-to-head wins over Indiana and Penn State. That's fair. But what if Ohio State loses? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. What if Ohio State loses this game? Let's play that scenario. If Ohio State loses, they're not going to the Big Ten title. Penn State has a case with only the loss to the Buckeyes. Indiana lost to the Buckeyes too. It's kind of I think it's a coin flip tiebreaker. They might have to literally like flip a coin in the Big Ten like headquarters or whatever. You just like, what do you do here? Who's the Tony? What is it? Hold on. Who's the new Kevin Warren's gone, right? Tony Petitti is the current commissioner. Okay, so Tony Petitti, what do you do in this scenario if Ohio State um loses? Like, who do you pick between Indiana and Penn State? What if UW beats Oregon? Well, Oregon's still unbeaten, right? They haven't lost yet. That's a good scenario, though, Harry. You bring up a good point. What if Washington beats Oregon? What do you do? Because, I mean, you can't say, well, if they lose, they're out of the Big Ten title. That's not how it works. I mean, if Washington beats Oregon, let's say Michigan gets Ohio State. If Ohio State loses, they're not going. Um, I don't know. This is interesting to watch how it's going to set up the next 48, 72 hours, whatever. What's up, Joey? Millis, what's up, brother? Mayhem. Oregon, I believe, is a lock for the Big Ten title. Okay, I'll go with it. I think so. Oregon beat Ohio State, who beat Penn State and Indiana. Yes, but we're saying if Michigan wins for the fourth year in a row over the Buckeyes, if Michigan gives Ohio State two conference losses, then what do you do? How do you manage that? Is it Oregon, Penn State? I'm curious. I want to know how this is going to work out. Good three, good three. Arizona's fighting back in this basketball game. This is cool to see. I will unfortunately not make it this weekend, Millis. If you can go, I would definitely encourage it. I hate that I can't be there. I love BBD to death, but I got work and everything's just kind of not falling into place for me to be able to make it. Um, click, click, click. Uh, Egg Bowl, clean old fashioned hate. What about Tennessee Vandy? Vandy's already in a bowl game. What do they got to lose here? Not going to the playoffs. But Tennessee, listen, if Vandy beats Tennessee, Tennessee has three losses too. They have three losses too, just like Alabama, just like South Carolina, and they're not going to the playoffs. Just some stuff to think about here on rivalry weekend. Hit that link. Somebody hit that link. Come on here. You think it'd be Oh, you're saying it'd be Penn State to play Oregon if Ohio State were to lose to Michigan? Penn State played Ohio State closer than Indiana did. that might be something they need to take into consideration. I think it's something they do take into consideration. So, yeah, that would make sense. What's up, Joey?
Hey, Ballard. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hope everybody had a great one. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I was decorating the tree, and then I heard you saying something about the Big Ten. What was your question again about the Big Ten?
Okay, so Oregon, let's say they beat Washington. They probably are. They're a lock for the conference title game, right?
Right,
So let's say the scenario is that Ohio State, who beat both Indiana and Penn State, who both only have one conference loss at the moment, if Ohio State gets replaced by one of those two that don't have head to head competition, let's say hypothetically Michigan beats Ohio State. I think if Ohio State wins on Saturday, they're in, right? But let's say if
right.
they didn't, what's the scenario between between Indiana and Penn State? How do you do the head to head when they don't have head to head? Like, what's the
I think
tiebreaker
it
on
just
that?
goes to highest ranked.
Highest ranked, so Indiana, right? No, Penn State, right? Right now.
Yeah, Penn State would be the
Yeah,
highest
Penn
ranked. So it
State.
would go to Penn State.
Okay, okay. Yeah, let's see. The CFP rankings were released. Penn State's at 4. So they do it
Yeah,
based on
I know.
rankings
Now
though.
I don't know about the Big Ten. To be honest with you, I know that's how it is in the Big 12.
Right.
If there's a tie, it's going to go the highest ranked between the five.
Yeah, if there's no head to head.
When there's no head to head, right?
Right
Because
when
I
there's no
remember
head to
talking
head.
with my when I talked to my grandfather about this, he said, because they're Penn State fans, he's like, we could make it, but I'm also curious because Oregon and Indiana and Ohio State and Penn State. But he said, I think it was Oregon, Indiana, and Penn State. He mentioned they don't play each other, but those three teams that could finish with the same record in conference play. That what do you do for a tiebreaker? But you're saying it could be highest ranked based on rankings, and we got Oregon at the top, we got Penn State at 4, and Indiana at 10 with those
Right,
three.
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah, it would just go the highest
Okay.
ranked when that's how it would work.
Yep.
I,
Okay.
I'm really,
Cool.
uh, I'm really aggravated with the Big 12 this year. We just don't have any standout teams. I mean, BYU was looking good for a while, and they fell apart. And then eh, Iowa State was looking really good for a long time. They fell apart. Arizona State's looking really good. You know,
Yeah.
Arizona,
Yeah.
Arizona, Utah, Arizona, Utah, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. Really, well, Kansas State did, but the rest of them never got off the ground. Kansas State got off the ground at least. They're making some noise, but still, they're just not a standout team in the Big 12. So everybody's talking about, well, Boise State will be in the bye week, get the bye week, which I don't
Yeah.
think that's even possible. It's going to be to the
it'll be the
four
four
conference
highest,
champions.
four highest ranked conference champions.
Right, the
Yep.
conference
And
champions, right? And they keep talking about, well, Boise State. There's no way Boise State can
uh,
beat out a Big 12 team.
well, they're not
Now
going to
they
beat
can,
out.
but the good thing about it is that's always been my question. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather have a home game than a bye week. So
Amen.
I would,
I would too.
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause you
give me
still
a
gonna get a
home
Even
game.
week off.
though, even though you do get a week to prepare, but so does your opponent, whoever ends up coming into that next round.
Well, no, they would be playing the week before. They wouldn't get no time to prepare. They'd only get the 1 week, but you wouldn't know who you was going to play. But you would get a week's of rest, and get healthy, and then prepare for the team that you got to play. And they don't get the time to do that. But these days, honestly, look, the Pittsburgh Steelers come down to Morgantown to use the facilities.
Mm,
Honestly, they
right.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's true. They do. Because the facilities are so above anything they've got in the NFL. And so they can do this recovery to where it's crazy. So I would much rather have a home game than an away game if you're a college football player.
yeah, that's
I
what's
mean,
saved
bye week.
Georgia. Yeah, the schedule following the way it did for us has saved us. God, we were beat up, and being at home the last 3 weeks has made a world of difference.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody got walking wounded. You're bruised. You got contusions and muscle strains, and your fingers have been stepped on 100 times. Everybody's hurting.
Yep.
But when you get to be at home, like Joey said, you can rehab so much better.
Well, not only that, think about when the playoffs are and how long you have already. Why do you want a bye week? You already have all those weeks to recover. You have a couple of weeks to recover before you ever play anyway.
You
Why?
already, yeah, because like when you think about it, when you get the conference championships, right? You're
Right.
gonna
Right.
have the winners at the end of Saturday. Okay, cool. Well, if they're highly ranked like they are, and you're gonna take the ACC, possibly the Big 12, the Group of Five, the ACC, the Big 10, SEC, they're already getting a first round bid, which means they're going to have even more time than the teams that get the home games or visiting games, whatever, however you want to
Right,
look
but
at
they're
it for
only
the first
getting an
round.
extra. They're only getting an extra week. You already have
Right.
time to recover if you think about it. Why do you
Exactly. I
want the
was
bye
fixing to
week?
say
I would much rather have a
you're
home
gonna
game.
get the you're gonna get the 3 weeks to prepare if you get the bye. But some of these guys are gonna be so fired up for the playoffs. Why would you not want to host a game to give
Yeah,
yourself some sort of advantage?
right.
Everybody
And
wants that. Everybody wants that home game, dude. Can you imagine the money you can make off of that?
hell
Holy
yeah,
Oh,
cow!
dude, a
there's
few
no
weeks
way.
ago
There's no way.
before we lost.
As a
Yeah,
Mountaineer fan, I am. If we were good, if we were a really good team this year, there's no way I would be saying, "Hey, I want to have a bye week." I would want that home game. I want to go to a playoff game. Hell yeah,
because
that would be
then,
awesome.
dude, like I know Alabama's out of it now, but a few weeks ago we were still kind of in it, and they had us as visitors. But I'm like, they're also saying there's a chance that at Saban Field, Bryant Denny Stadium, they could host a playoff game. And some Bama fans I heard say, "Well, we got to be the standard. We got to be the best." Look, I just want to make the playoffs, bro. Like I just want to make the playoffs. But give yourself home field advantage to go win a playoff game. You know how much
Yeah,
momentum that could give you for the next round?
That's gonna be just that's why tomorrow and the Saturday week are so
Hmm.
important because we're gonna see those rankings fall apart, so to speak. I think I'm looking for more
Yeah.
chaos this weekend. I'm sorry, last weekend was fabulous for chaos, and I think we see some more of it this weekend. I just don't know who's going to be the victims.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. South Carolina could knock Clemson out, give them a third loss. You be careful about that one.
I
yeah.
expect
South
South
Carolina is
Carolina
better
to
than
win.
people think. South Carolina should have
Yes,
beat LSU. I mean, they had
They
16
should have.
points taken off off the board.
Should have beat Alabama at the end of that game. I
Yeah,
mean, if they don't, what was it? They don't miss the 2 point try or whatever. They like. I mean,
yeah.
had they been
Instead,
able to tie it up, who knows?
he didn't go for the tie. That was a stupid
Yeah,
mistake.
it was a stupid mistake.
yeah. Who was that? What was it? Tractor? Lawn tractor, wasn't it?
That's
Lawn
Millis.
tractor life.
That's
Yeah,
Millis.
there it
Yeah.
is. Hey, lawn tractor. Nice to see you, buddy.
Good to see
But
Millis
yeah,
getting
I'm
getting
looking forward to now. Now, look, it's going to be exciting this year watching the 12 team playoff, and
Yeah.
could we have a Cinderella? That's what always gets you. You think
And
about college basketball.
it doesn't even have to be the group of five team that gets in. Like I would consider if SMU, even if a team like SMU wins the ACC, would we expect a team like SMU to win it all? I don't
Right.
know. But, I
And what
look
about
at
what
the
about
outside.
Indiana? What about Indiana?
Indi
What if Indiana
Indiana,
gets in?
yep.
Yeah, if Indiana gets in and
Indiana,
goes all the way, nobody expected that. Nobody expected them to have the
don't
season they're
sleep
having
on
already.
right.
don't sleep on Arizona State from the Big 12 either, or Iowa
Right.
State still got 2 losses and it could still get at large.
Arizona
Don't you
State was picked to finish last in the Big 12.
Yeah.
right. That's my point. They had a down year last year and the last year of the Pac-12, Pac-2, whatever it is now, and now they're here. They're in a position. If they, who do they play this week, Joey? Because is it Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona. This is a rivalry week. So
I'm just trying to make sure, but because some teams play out of state foes and play their rivals in state.
I'm pretty sure
Anyway,
they're playing Arizona. I'm not positive on
um,
that, but I'm pretty sure it's Arizona.
I'm gonna look it up. Anyway, that's a team I like to keep an eye on. They're first in the conference. It is Arizona. But let's say this, okay? If you had told me, dude, shoot, if you had told me before the season started that you would have four teams in the Big 12 vying for a Big 12 title, and you said there's going to be four at the end of the season that can make it, I said, okay, shoot, who do you got? If you had told me it was Arizona State, BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado,
You got laughed
I
at.
don't know if I would have believed you. I would have laughed because I had guess who? Oklahoma State, maybe. I
Yeah.
was a little high on Texas Tech. Obviously,
K
they
State.
failed. I said Kansas State. Um, Gus Malzahn always intrigues me, but they've fallen off. I mean, it's just the teams you didn't expect. Utah. Utah's a good example.
Yeah,
They
Four and
fell apart.
seven. Four and
right.
seven. Utah.
And think about
Do
this. Think
better.
about this. You're talking about the Big 12 having 4 or 5 teams viable. The thing about it is, you can look even further down than that. Do you know West Virginia has the chance to play in the Big 12 championship game? It just takes a couple of upset losses and for them to win. And
This
they
year?
play in the Big 12 championship game. It's kind of crazy. And the way the Big 12 is going this year, it wouldn't surprise me to
Yeah.
have 3 or 4 upset victories this week in the Big 12.
Well,
It could be nice.
Do your part and beat Texas Tech. And then who else needs to lose? You need Arizona State and um,
Yeah. I'd have to look at it. I'm thinking Iowa State would have to lose. Kansas State would have to lose. Um,
mhm,
that would basically be it, wouldn't it? Yeah, Iowa State, and Kansas
probably.
State.
Colorado only got 3 losses.
And well, you would need one of the top 2 teams to lose, but
Nah,
if Iowa
Do
State and Kansas
you
State would
have a
lose,
head to head? Do you have a
with
tiebreaker
Iowa
between
State and
any of
Kansas
the other
State, we
teams?
do. We don't with
Iowa
BYU,
State.
right?
What
We
about
don't with
Baylor?
BYU. We do with Baylor. We lost to Baylor.
TCU,
We beat
TC,
TCU,
Texas
or did
Tech.
we?
I'm only bringing those teams up because they're also 5-3 in conference. So you have to do your part, and you need a ton of help.
Right.
But it's possible if it
Well,
because
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
rivalry
It's
week
it's
is
possible. It's
so
not probable. It's not likely to happen, but it's possible, and that's crazy.
only because I say this every year, but especially on this year, I'm going to say it. This year's crazy as hell, dude. It
it
really
is.
is, and it would not surprise me if we get more chaos this weekend.
Yeah, this is as
So
crazy as.
think about a 7-5
Uh
West
huh.
Virginia team playing for the Big 12 championship. A seven and
And let's
five,
say they win. Let's say they
yeah,
win.
right? Let's say they win and go 8-5, and they get a bye week, and the how crazy is that? I mean,
That would be crazy, and but possible because the rules state the conference champions have to get in. Now it doesn't say that they necessarily have to get that bye, does it? Like it doesn't have to
No,
be,
no,
no, they don't have to be that
but
bad. They have to get
uh,
in.
they get in. They get in somewhere, even if they're like 11 or 12. Dude, West Virginia in the playoffs this year, like I'd be stoked.
hell yeah. It would be. It would.
Holy
Yeah,
It would.
cow.
Man, we just can't wrap. You can't wrap your head around all this, man.
I know. We just
This
got to
yeah,
is
it's
fun.
kind
watch
of
and then
nuts.
watch Selection Sunday. Yeah.
This is fun.
And what if I
We
give
thought about
you
all this.
yeah.
We thought about all this last year, year before last, but we didn't think this deep into it. I mean,
Okay.
seriously, we didn't. We thought about, okay, like I can remember 2014 or 2013, was 2013 or 2014 when it was Baylor and TCU. One was number 4 and one was number 5, and then they both won. but got dropped to fifth and sixth and got left out of the top four. You don't remember that?
I think that was the last. No, maybe was that not the first playoff year?
Yeah,
Was
13
that
or
not
14.
2014?
14 was the
It
first
was
playoff
that
year.
or the last BCS.
14,
I
14. So,
remember it.
but
Because Ohio
yeah,
State went in.
that was a crazy scenario. And now, if it would have been if it'd be today, we'd have two teams automatically that are going into playoffs. No doubt, TCU and Baylor would be in the playoffs.
I
And
was
those that
talking.
year, they
Yeah,
both got left out. Baylor lost to West Virginia. No, wait a minute, one of them got in. No, neither one of them did they? But Baylor
I don't
lost to
think
West
so.
Virginia and TCU lost to Baylor. That was the
Yeah,
only losses that TCU and Baylor had was TCU lost to Baylor, but Baylor lost to West Virginia that year. I think it was 2014,
uh-huh.
and that's what kept Baylor out was that loss to West Virginia because West Virginia finished 8-4, I think, or something. It wasn't that tremendous. So yeah, it was kind of a one of those weird scenarios. This year, though, there would be no question. But we looked that deep into it then. That's how deep we looked. But we didn't look at these scenarios of where, hey, the sixth or seventh place team in a conference right now could actually still make the playoffs because they just need a couple of teams to lose and they just got to win this week.
And
Yeah.
win the
Well,
conference
here the
championship.
you can go back as that far with the now this is at least the AP poll or no, this is college football playoff rankings. Okay. So this was 2014. Alabama obviously got number 1. Oregon, Florida State, Ohio State, but look at Baylor and TCU sitting there with 11-1. Dude, they had a chance.
Look who's there at 7. Mississippi State.
Yep.
Where's Finn?
Mississippi State back in that year, man. They were shout out to JR at the radio station. He's a bulldog, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
so
we did some crazy.
Ohio State ended up. See, that was the year there wasn't no B 12 championship game. If there had been a
Yeah,
B 12 championship game, we would have had a team in the playoffs in the top four. But we didn't have a B 12 championship game in 2014. There wasn't one. So therefore, Baylor and TCU didn't get to play for a conference title. They both had one loss, and they were before ranked fourth and fifth, but they dropped them to fifth and sixth and put Ohio State ahead of them because Ohio State had won a conference championship.
right. I love looking back at old rankings just to see like all the controversy. I mean, this was 2017. This was the selection day. Alabama obviously got in, but they needed help from Ohio State beating up on Wisconsin there, which Wisconsin still had a chance even as a losing champion. But I don't know. What do y'all think? If you lose your conference title game, regardless of record, should you get in?
Yes. The reason why is there's four power conferences. That's only 8 teams.
Okay,
So yes, absolutely. I think the top two
I'm
teams
with
in the
you.
conferences should automatically get in. Now, at the power forward. Now, you got to get into to a couple more. SEC and BTN, they deserve three each, and there's no doubt about it. Now, the
Yeah,
ACC and Big 12, I agree, deserve at least two. I think they deserve two. The SEC, Big 10 deserve three each. And then
okay,
the other two should be like at large as for one group of five, and then one other whoever the committee decides.
right. I got you.
Well, this year you
So
got
that's what I think, and that's kind of how it is. But I'm just saying that's what I like is I'm not one of these Big 12 guys that says, well, why is the SEC getting three teams or the Big 10 getting three teams and we're not getting but one or two? Well, we're the Big 12. We don't have the Alabamas, the Georgias, Oklahomas, Texas, Ohio State, Michigans, Oregons. We don't have those teams. We've got a
Right.
bunch of really good teams. You look at the West Virginia and the Kansas States and not Iowa State, but West Virginia, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU. We've got a really good elite teams, some really good top of the line teams, right? Some good elite teams. But at the same time, we're not constantly elite like the Georgias and Alabamas and the Ohio States and Michigans. We're not constantly there. So yeah, I believe that two teams is a guarantee for the Big 12 should be an automatic. Two teams from the ACC should be an automatic. But the other two
Mhm.
conferences, I wouldn't get mad if each one of them got four. To be honest with you, it really
Well, they're
would.
Yeah,
It
only
really wouldn't bother me.
they're only 6 spots open though.
Right.
So
yeah, that's true.
uh, you necessarily would want to. If I was on the committee, I would want this whoever was the six next best teams. And I watch a lot of football, and I couldn't disagree more with how they got them seated right now. But they're going by something else other than eyeballs.
Octavian, what's up, brother?
Wait, say
What do
Hey,
you
I heard
Octavian,
think?
that
you're muted. You're muted, Octavian.
he got his phone fixed. Sounded good the other day. Come on, dude, unmute
uh,
yourself. Someone must be talking to him, or they're finishing up dinner or something.
Another tiebreaker scenario. Have y'all looked at the ACC standings with the three SMU, Clemson, Miami that don't play each other? That could all end up with the same. I mean, what you need though, what you need, let's say Miami beats Syracuse and SMU, who's undefeated in conference play, has to lose the Cal. Let's say if that happens and they're all sitting there 7-1 in conference play, no head to head to break the tie. What two do you take?
Who's playing Cal? Clemson is
No, SMU.
Um,
SMU. Okay,
SMU.
SMU.
so here's
SMU
the thing
beats
about
them.
it. SMU and Cal are not that much of a
Yeah,
time zone difference. And so
uh
it
huh.
won't really matter who's got the home field advantage there, in my opinion, because SMU is just a better team. Now, if it was Cal and Clemson had to
Yeah,
go to Cal, I would worry about it. Or if it was Cal and Miami had to go to Cal, I would worry about it because of the time zone difference. It's pretty tough to travel from east to west and play a football game. It's really tough,
Shoot.
because all of a sudden a noon kickoff is 9 a.m. to their clock. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's really tough to go across the country and play a noon kickoff or even a 3:30 kickoff game at times because you're so jet lagged and screwed up from the trip. But let's say it's a noon kickoff and an East Coast team's got to travel all the way out west. Well, in their biological bodies, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. They're not ready to play
yeah.
a damn football game. So that's where I feel like Cal and Stanford made a huge mistake of going to the ACC and SMU. I think they can adjust, but it's going to
SMU's in
be. But
Dallas, dude.
you're talking about one team adjusting to a little bit of a clock change. But when you're talking a whole schedule of all the East Coast teams having to adjust to go out and play now, two or three teams out west, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it
You
does. You
should
think time doesn't play a factor, man? It'll mess with you. I know when I'm like, I'm in Alabama. When I first moved here, I moved from Florida and waking up in the morning thinking it was 7 when it was 6.
Hmm.
It screwed with me, man. It'll
Yeah,
screw with those
and you
football
think
players.
about it, that everybody talks about, well, West Virginia's struggled. West Virginia's struggled since they went to the Big 12. They're not as good as they thought they were. No, they're
Right.
still they're just now starting to get used to the time zone. They really are. You got to think when we go out to play a home game, we're traveling a long daggone way, and there's a time zone difference. And you look at
one
teams like
hour.
UCF and Cincinnati; they came into Big 12. Hey, UCF and Cincinnati were pretty good programs. They have done diddly squat in the Big 12. That time zone difference from going to the East Coast to the West Coast is really, really hard. But going from West to East is not as hard as going from East to West.
I agree.
I would dispute that.
You
The logic
okay?
doesn't. It works the same both ways. You should read at the end of the season. Somebody's going to put it together, but Stanford, their journey this year, with fighting that time zone and the academic regimen that Stanford demands, and this, that, and the other. And it was I got to see and I can't put my hands on the damn article now. I didn't bookmark it. And but anyway, they had Clemson set up to wash their uniforms for them when they were playing uh they were supposed to come to Clemson and play, I believe. And I'm
Mhm.
trying to remember they played Boston College, I think, the week prior. It didn't make any sense for them to fly home. Or was that the plane mishap? That might have been the plane mishap thing. I think they were in Pittsburgh. But anyway, you're absolutely right about the travel stuff. There's
What's
a
the noise in the background? I hear a TV or something.
Oh, that's me. I got basketball on. Let me turn it down. That's my bad. I'm waiting
Okay.
on the
Sorry,
Memphis
sorry,
game.
Harry. I just couldn't understand what you're saying because of that game.
yeah. But yeah, no doubt. At maybe 26, they'll revisit all of this travel arrangement stuff for these kids. It's not fair to them. I think it hurts competition as well.
Well, it hurts. It hurts everything if you think about it. It hurts recruiting. You think about West Virginia recruiting now. Everybody talks about West Virginia being down. Well, think about the recruiting. Now all of a sudden you got to recruit kids from our surrounding area. If you draw a 300-mile circle around Morgantown, West Virginia, all of a sudden you're up into Pennsylvania, Washington D.C. Over in Ohio, down in Virginia a little bit. Now all of a sudden you're recruiting kids to go play teams down in Texas, Oklahoma, out in Kansas, and their parents want to watch them play.
Right.
Right.
That makes it really hard to recruit.
Mhm. Hi guys, how you doing?
What's up, Octavian?
Hey, Octavian.
Good. Nothing much.
Happy
Just got
Thanksgiving.
finished stuff. Happy Thanksgiving, dear. Just got finished stuffing my stomach here with food here. I'm in a little bit of a food coma.
That's
Yep,
kind to be in.
yep. I almost got a
All
Hey,
big
right.
I'll
game
be
today.
right back. I'll be right back, Ballard.
All right. I do have to ask y'all though. Uh, I'm fine with both for Thanksgiving. But ham or turkey?
Oh,
You never go wrong with turkey.
we
Never
always
go
have
wrong with
both.
turkey.
We always have both. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got used
I
to
like them
eating
both.
both. You have both.
There's usually 15, 20 of us. So you got to have
Oh,
that
I got
much.
you. Yeah, we had about three. We had 8 today. My cousins and aunt and uncle came over, plus me and my grandparents. So we still had quite a bit though, just in
Yeah.
case.
Right.
So Octavian, how bad y'all gonna put a pop knot on FSU?
It's gonna be bad.
Hey,
It's
It's
gonna be
gonna
watch.
be
bad. It's
bad.
gonna be Michael Jackson bad.
Michael Jackson bad.
What's
They
the line
deserve
on
it.
this game?
They deserve every minute of
16
it.
and a half.
Florida covered that in a heartbeat.
Oh man.
FSU can't score unless they let them.
Yeah. This is the turnaround versus the disappointment bowl game.
Well, I tell you what, I got to
Right.
tip my hat to Octavian and his Gators. Y'all have exceeded
Yeah.
any expectation I had for you, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah. They don't miss win the LSU back to back.
Damn
And
Skippy.
you're gonna I don't know who you playing in the bowl game, but you're definitely gonna win 3 straight to end the regular season. Unless Florida State is saving. Oh, nice try, nice try,
Hmm.
DJ
Um,
Oogabadoog.
Georgia's got a tough one this weekend.
What's that?
The Yellow Jackets coming in and cheat. You know they are.
They're coming
Yeah,
in there. They're coming in there.
They're
They're
gonna
coming
cheat
in there
and
to take over
steal
Central.
and
posted
lie.
something
They're,
on Twitter. I posted something on Twitter jokingly saying Georgia Tech can knock Georgia out of the SEC title game, but I said it jokingly, and Mayhem and I got into it a little bit,
Uh,
and
you know
he's
about
like, this
thousands of
not a
people
comp.
calling.
He's like, That's not a conference game though. And I'm like, yeah, but it'd be funny if you still lost and got a third loss like
Mhm.
Alabama.
Mhm.
They ain't
Well,
That
taking no
would be
3 loss
something.
teams.
y'all don't get your hopes up too high. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Hey, I
Oh yeah,
called into the
that
Georgia
game.
Tech call-in show yesterday, man. They were making fun of the Georgia Bulldogs yesterday. It was outstanding being on those guys' show yesterday.
You on Rec Talk show?
Oh yeah, I called in yesterday.
Yeah, I caught part of that. I caught part of that. Uh,
I almost lost my computer there.
me and him get along pretty good. But I told him, I said, dude, make no mistake, it's death march time now. You ain't gonna win, and I'm not gonna name a score, but you will lose. I can promise you, you're gonna lose.
If I had to
Now it's
predict
nothing
this one
about
a
that.
little
It's
bit,
only about W's now. Don't Nothing else matters.
What happened to the West Virginia man?
He had to step away for a moment.
he's still
The
here
West
though.
we got a quarterback from they got a quarterback from out here in Tallahassee, Florida. Name I think his name is Jared Green.
Hmm.
He's a damn good quarterback. I'll tell you from West Virginia, damn good quarterback.
Hold on. Explain this to me. Tennessee goes to Vandy. I understand favoring them, but I'm not touching 11 points. That's too much, man. I think Vandy gonna give them a run, just like they
It's
have
dropped then.
everybody else they played at home.
It was higher than that
They've
earlier in
just
the week.
they have surprised the whole college football world and put them on notice. Vanderbilt has.
Well, if
Okay,
Pivy
I'm
wouldn't
back,
beat up,
Ballard.
if
All
Pivy
right.
My
wouldn't beat
apologies.
up,
Arizona's still in this basketball game, man. I'm waiting for them to hurry up so I can watch some college football.
was on ESPN too. The game.
Yeah, we're supposed to have Tulane in Memphis. I want to watch that just because
I
I
was
love
just
football so much.
I was just watching the clock, so I was not gonna change it over until it got 7:30.
Yeah.
Also, I just seen where Tractor Life said it was Millis. So Millis Vanillis, what's up, brother? Haven't seen Millis in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah,
He
Miller's
hangs
been
around.
hiding since the
He floats
Oklahoma
around,
game.
you know.
So
Miller's been
while
Miller's.
this is actually the first time I've been live with anyone, I've not even been on the Voice of College Football since BBD passed away. And I do want to send out my warmest wishes to the family and to his friends and to this
Yeah.
community because this community, when I say community, I mean college football community. BBD was around back long before any of us was on YouTube. Back
Yeah.
2008, I think it was. I didn't come along to YouTube until 2011, 2012. So he was on here for 3 years before I was ever around, and BBD was just a great friend. I enjoyed meeting him a couple of times, hanging out with him. We had a great conversation at Hogfest this year. We got to sit down and talk. Nobody was there but me and him and Nate on Wednesday night, and Nate's ass went to bed. Nate went to bed like 6:30. So me and BBD sat there and talked all night long. Now Hoghead was there, but Hoghead was working on some stuff and getting things ready and things and going around the house, making sure it was right. So it was more or less just me and BBD sitting there talking on Wednesday night. And, for hours we sat there and we went live. If everybody can remember, we went live together and hung out. And that was the one time that I really got to hang out with BBD. And let me tell you what, he's an awesome man, an awesome
Yeah.
person. He was an
Class
amazing
act,
guy,
man.
and I love him, and I pray for his family. And I will say this though, BBD suffered for a long time. He's went through a lot, and you know there's no place like home, and I feel like he's going home. And so I'm really happy for him in one sense, and sad in a selfish way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't really talk to him too much. I did meet him at the slobs this year. We didn't really talk personally, but it was just cool to see him and just always talking on his channel. It was just a blessing, man.
Yeah,
I
that was
love
the
talking to
extent
him.
of my interaction with him
I
or
miss him.
something.
I miss him
He
more. That was my
actually,
favorite.
I'm sorry, he actually just came into my store, my network. He actually just joined my network. He in the in the merchandise store. You know what I'm talking about, right, Ballard? So he actually just joined that. We and him were working on a logo together. I talked to him probably 4 days before he ended up in the hospital the last time, and we were talking about a logo design. And I've been working on a logo design for him. And then I heard he was in the hospital, and the next thing I hear, is he passed away and stuff. So it's really bad. It's really sad. But yeah, I mean, he was coming into the network with all of us, with me and Mark Rogers and Traveling Fools and Pigskin Pete and all of us. So I was really looking forward to having him.
Yeah.
VVD gave me the courage to go to Knoxville this year. I really wanted to meet him, but he couldn't. He said he couldn't come to the game. That's one of the reasons. One of the reasons why I went to the game in Knoxville. I wanted to meet him. I couldn't get a chance to meet him, but I love being on the show. He gives me hell about my Florida Gators every time. I give him hell about Tennessee, but I love him to
Right.
death. And I always remember that one video that he did was Lane Kiffin. It's always gonna burn in my memory for the rest of my life for him. Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Well, there'll never be another Big Ball Daddy. He is the author of all this that we're doing today. He's the creator of all this that we're doing today. Whether we like it or not, we're all following in his footsteps of doing college football on YouTube. He was the first. He surely won't be the last, but he'll always be remembered.
Oh yeah. He was one of a kind for sure. Very unique, and he's got to be the coolest Tennessee fan I know, and I know quite a few online. So, one or two at my church too. But yeah, we were shown last
Bella,
week.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah,
But like I said, hey, I'm looking forward to games this weekend. Then I'm really looking forward to the championship games. But seriously, we're all going to keep an eye on them playoffs because it's going to go quirky, and you know, there's going to be somebody pissed. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but somebody's going to be pissed. And whether it's going to be a conference, such as maybe the Big 12 just getting one team in or something, whether it's going to be a conference that's going to be pissed, or if it's going to be a team that'll be pissed that's not in there. It's going to be interesting playoffs. So I'm looking forward to it. But y'all have a great night. Love all of you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you later.
Take care, brother.
all right. Thank you, Joey.
Y'all got a
Quinn.
big one this week, huh?
What's that?
I said y'all got a big one this weekend against Auburn.
Oh yeah, it could be a trap,
The
man. It's
Burns.
look, if they win, they go bowling. They know what's at stake. Alabama's. I mean, if they give up just because they're out of this, I'm gonna be upset, man. Feel like I wasted my ticket money.
I
It'll
really
be a good
hope.
time tomorrow.
It'll be a good game. I really wish I played UAB. That would be something.
Yeah, I want to see Alabama schedule home and home every year with them. Like, not like make it a friendly rivalry. Them or Auburn would be great to play UAB.
Listen, hey
Oklahoma
man,
coming up
what
on
you
them.
think? Huh?
Oklahoma at the stripe too.
Wow.
Damn.
Are you watching this game too?
Yeah, I just flipped it on.
Yeah. Arizona
You ain't
needs.
got time to waste. You got to get the ball in the air.
They got a timeout. This is an early season tournament too. This is the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for
Atlantis.
Atlantis. Yep. Let's see. Oh shoot. 4-point game.
Hmm.
He still got to shoot one, which means you try to foul Oklahoma here, get the timeout, and then get the ball and shoot a three for overtime. And Arizona and the win streak for OU. That's a good question. Because I mentioned earlier, we were talking about it a little bit. They're 5-0.
3-point game.
Yeah. 6:30. This football game should be coming on soon.
Supposed to start at 35 after.
35. Okay.
So there's only 14 seconds left. There's both have a timeout left, so that's the only thing that can extend it. We have a
Well,
chance.
Arizona took theirs. Oklahoma's only got a timeout.
And they won't use it if they can inbound the ball and get it past half court. They got it once. Praise the ball. Looks like we're not going to suck so bad this year at basketball.
What's that?
We're actually showing a little promise here.
Oh, Georgia? Yeah. And obviously, you know what we're doing. We'll lose some games, we'll win some games. Oklahoma throws it. What is this? They're just going to run this out. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and a timeout.
Got across half court.
Oklahoma's fixing to shoot some free throws. That might be the game here. Jeremiah Fears. He got one. At the buzzer, 82-77, Oklahoma pulls off a big win over 24th ranked Arizona.
I wonder who their two losses are to.
Arizona. Oh, the two other?
Yeah, they got three now, but I wonder who they must have been played nobody but big boys. Yeah, they're one of those basketball blue bloods.
Yeah. Dallas is whooping up on the Giants. The Bears can't figure out clock management. Did you watch that?
I didn't watch it, but I talked to my brother, and he was telling me about it. He said, "I can't if that guy is not already fired, then I would fire the whole management for an ownership for Chicago and give it away to somebody that knew what the hell they were doing."
It was so bad, dude.
He was hot too. I think I didn't ask him if he bet the game or not, but he said Detroit was annihilating. and let them back in the game.
It should have never. It should have never gotten to the point it got to. To be honest, I mean, it was like 23 to,
3,
or
wasn't it?
was it like 20? It was like 20-3 or something, and like the Bears came back, and it looked like they should have won at the end.
And then the old clock management genie pops out the bottle.
23 to
Because there's
7 at one point.
all right, cut to the football game now.
Yeah, for real.
I'm surprised Tulane's doing as well as they are this year, given the head coaching change, and they lost some good players as well. And to be 9-2, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And this guy at Memphis is no slouch.
I'm actually a bit surprised on the line for this one. It's 12.5, Tulane. But
Yeah,
Memphis is good, man. I'm not
I'm not.
messing that line.
I'm. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
I don't bet either. I pick games on the
I
pick.
mean, look, if Tulane wins this by more than 10 points, I would be surprised, number one, but also you might as well take them as the group of five, like
Tulane.
playoff team.
Okay, I didn't know this. Tulane can actually lose this game and still go to the championship game.
Well, yeah,
They don't have
because
a
they're
conference
7 and
loss.
0. They're 7 and 0
Right.
like Army is in conference.
But they're at
Dan
home, so
Mullen's
I don't
calling this
expect that.
game. I got to turn this up. I got to hear this.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. The next head coach at North Carolina.
Hey, you think? You think it'd be Dan Mullen?
Why not?
I
High
agree.
profile job. They'll pay. It'll pay
Yeah.
what he wants, and he's right in the middle of some fertile recruiting grounds. You got Adele Marver, all the East Coast big cities that play good football are close by. You got North Carolina's got a lot of football players, and then he, it wasn't his forte, but he might, with NIL, you don't have to be such a good recruiter.
Yeah. I'll turn it down. I like Dan Mullen as an analyst, but calling a football game, I don't know.
I've watched him call games before. He's actually gotten fairly good at it.
Okay.
He
I
seems to
haven't heard him
enjoy
call
it.
a game. Yeah.
Now I don't know if he'll ever. I don't know if he'll stick to what he said before he took the job at ESPN, but he said that he kind of wanted to follow his son's career, and his son's quarterback for a private school at Lake Oconee or adjacent to it up there, just above where our lake house is, and he should be a junior, rising senior this year, I believe. And so he'll be off to college. Be interesting to see.
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years. They're talking about Schumann too for North Carolina, but I don't think he's ready for that job yet. He's only been a DC for him, by himself for a season, and he's only 35. So he's a good linebackers coach, though.
Am I gonna react to the game? Not really. I'm just kind of doing a hangout stream here. Just kind of on for a bit. I'll watch the game though. I really hate they moved the egg bowl. I'm telling you, man, that was my Thanksgiving stuff right there. Egg bowl every year
Yeah, I was kind
after
of
the
disappointed
Cowboys
in that as
lost.
well.
Yeah. LSU, Texas A&M as well. What are you talking about, Mayhem? That game's on Saturday, isn't it? Oh no. They moved that game because of the Texas A&M game. That's right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they had finished with A&M the last few years. That was their ending rival, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Used to be on
Ryan
Thanksgiving Day.
Silverfield. Pardon me?
Be interesting to see what Memphis does here. I think Memphis should win this game. Personally, I think they might be a better team, but you never know with Tulane. They're going deep on the first play, and it's incomplete. Anyway,
Going deep. Overthrowed everybody.
well, good luck to Georgia tomorrow, man.
Appreciate it.
I don't think you need luck. I think you just need to pay attention if you're Georgia.
You don't have to worry about that. Oh no. Just the same as it is in your matchup. Throw the records
Yeah,
out. This is just a little bit cheap, just a little bit personal now because Tech can actually compete. So
yeah.
uh, that they can means that there will be focus. And sadly for
I
Georgia
am.
Tech, they are going to experience a damn near almost healthy team. And that is not a good thing for them, especially with us getting the thumper back at running back. I don't know how much he'll play, but him just being in the lineup's going to cause problems.
Yeah. How do you? Who's your pick for Alabama Auburn? Because Auburn has momentum more so than Alabama right now, which is crazy considering it's in Tuscaloosa and the way the season's gone for Auburn.
Y'all have been a seesaw team this year. I don't understand it,
Yeah,
but
me neither.
you had
The board.
you was in the toilet last week. You'll be sitting on the toilet this week.
I got you, bro. I for real. Because you
And
just
y'all be
don't
the
know.
ones doing the flushing.
Yeah. Yep. That's the line. We're favored by 11.5. I guess I could take that, but I really don't know. They
Auburn's
are
they've shown that they can run the football a little bit better here towards the end of the year, but I'm
they
not
have.
sold on them scoring yet. I got to see some more of it.
Well, here's the
Holy
thing.
Manetti,
Alabama,
deep ball.
yeah, that was good. The only thing I say about this game, Alabama's 3 losses are on the road. So they're good at home. They're unbeaten. Auburn never fares well on the road against rivals, um, especially Alabama. But
Now to give
also,
y'all
look at their
their
conference record: 2-5 in SEC play.
if they have a road victory, it was probably Mississippi State. I don't remember where they played.
Yeah, they beat Kentucky on the road. Okay, I'll give them that. They beat Kentucky on the road, and that's it. That's all they've done on the road. They did lose to Georgia on the road and Missouri. Arkansas and Oklahoma were at home. They lost those, but they were able to lose some of those close. I mean, they did play Missouri close on the road, so I'll give them that. Even though they lost, it's still like it shows they can be competitive when the teams they play are caught napping. And I think Alabama is sleepwalking a little bit in this game. Not enough to lose, but I do expect a close one.
Well, y'all are a little thin at linebacker this week, aren't you?
I think Hugh Robinson and guys are out, so I would say so.
That's not good because they're gonna run it on you now.
Yeah,
Y'all
they
gonna have
are.
to.
Dude,
You gonna
I'm
have
so
to.
worried.
The kids.
Where's our
Uh,
injury report?
what's his name? McKenzie? Is that the running back problem? I can't
What's
remember.
that?
The running back for Auburn, McKenzie, is it?
Jarquez Hunter?
Hunter. Okay.
Yeah.
He is not half bad.
No, he's not. He's good, and they got good receivers too in Cam Coleman and Keandre Lambert Smith, along with Perry Thompson. They got dudes that can score. They just don't have the defense that can always answer. But at the same time, Alabama's had offensive flaws, so maybe the defense for Auburn could play a factor. But we'll see.
Well, y'all have to. Y'all can't lose at home. You just can't.
No, we can't.
And that's the
I'm not
same
even
way it
worried
is for
about
us.
playoffs. Like this is the first time in a while this Iron Bowl, like nobody's going to the playoffs with a win or something. Like it literally is back to that old school fashion. We just want to beat Auburn type of deal. Think
Well,
about it, man. Think about it. Oh, what a catch. Touchdown Memphis. That was a hell of a catch, dude. He had to jump up for that one.
get you some of that. Yeah, you're ahead of me.
That was so clean. Favorite Thanksgiving food? Asked Cody Hankins. I don't know. I love all of it, really. Just being honest, it's all good. Um, I'm a mac and cheese guy. When we bake it just right, I love to get some mac and cheese. Or there's like this cream corn casserole that we make with sweet corn.
Mm.
It's good.
Good situational awareness on the receiver's part.
Yep.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's offense is a hard way to go tomorrow. They're gonna get to
Yeah.
see a rotation at nose tackle of a 6'8", 365 guy and a 6'7", 355 guy who
Wow.
haven't gotten to play together all season. This will
You
be the
guys
first.
got injuries out? You guys got guys out that they're stepping up, or is
These are
Kirby
guys who
just
have been
making
out.
changes?
No, these are guys who have been out all year,
But they're back.
but they
Yeah.
have been rehabbing and coming back. And
Okay.
The running back, he hasn't touched the ball all season. Rod Robinson, but
Oh
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
he does a show once a week, and with Big Baby, and both of Big Baby is the monster nose tackle, and they were talking about Thanksgiving dinner, and he said, "Well, my mama fixes me my own." He said, "I have turkey out of ham. I have my own pan of dressing. I have my own pan of yams,
Yeah.
sweet potato souffle, and uh, such as that." And Rod was sitting there on the other side of the room, of the set from him, and his eyes just kept getting bigger, and his mouth was just dropping up. He says, "How much do you eat all that food?" He says, "Yep, and two pecan pies." And
That's
he said,
awesome.
"Two pies?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "And then I go take a nap."
Yeah,
I thought I was gonna die laughing.
that's awesome. It is awesome.
But Rob had to have the surgery on his. He dislocated his big toe like my wife did. Had to have surgery because it came slap ass out of the joint
Hmm.
and damaged the tendons and crap like that. Hell, it took my wife a year to get over that. Of course, she's old, not as old as me, but she's old.
I
And
got you.
uh, he last couple of weeks he's been kind of teasing it. He says, "Yeah," he says, "they let me run some more today." And 2 weeks ago, he says, "I got to suit up for practice." He said, "But they won't let me hit anybody." And
Yeah.
then was it today is Thursday, so that would make it Monday, I believe is when I saw the episode. He said, "Georgia Tech, let me introduce myself." And this kid, he looks like the Hulk. 230 pounds.
Wow.
He got like 7% body fat.
7% body fat. Okay.
I mean, before he got that toe hurt, and I still don't haven't heard how exactly it happened, but uh, uh, he was the best running back on the team by far, better than Frazier. And I think Frazier has a breakout night against Tech. That kid is if Rod can back his mouth up, he's got some work to do because Frazier's coming on strong.
Yeah. Mm, let's see. I've run out of stuff to talk about. We've looked at some of the games, man. Like, I'm just excited. I'm excited to go to the game. I'm excited to spend time with my mom. Like, it's gonna be fun. Oh, we lost Harry. I'm gonna get off here anyway. I love y'all. Have a great Thanksgiving night. Christmas starts tomorrow. I'm excited. We'll get out of here, but yeah, I think it's time to shut her down. I'm tired. It's only 7 o'clock, but I want to watch this game and see how it all works out, how it all plays out, and everything. We got Memphis Tulane. So anyway, love y'all. Have a blessed one. Happy Thanksgiving.